Welcome to the NFC West review on the Tim Reynolds Show. How's everybody doing today, man? Hope y'all having a great day. So we're going to review the 2024 offseason for the NFC West division and all their draft needs for each team. First, we're going to go over the Arizona Cardinals. It's notable players that are no longer with the team. Wide receiver Marcus Brown and Randall Moore, who was traded away, and offensive lineman DJ Humphries are just a few guys who are no longer with the team. As far as guys they were able to get in free agency period this offseason, they were able to trade for QB Desmond Ridder from the Atlanta Falcons. They were also able to get defensive tackle Justin Jones on a free agent deal for 3 years. Also, linebacker Mark Wilson signs a 3-year deal, and cornerback Sean Murphy-Bunting signs a 3-year deal with the team. So pretty good signings overall. Not a whole lot of movement from the Arizona Cardinals this offseason, so it'll be interesting to see what they do in the draft. As far as their rankings last year on offense, they ranked 26th in passing and 4th in rushing, so pretty good rushing on offense. I think they're going to probably have a similar type of offense next year, but hopefully with a healthy Kyler Murray, this team should be able to have way more, yards and ranking in the passing game. But as far as their defense, they were ranked 13th against the pass and 32nd against the rushing, so the worst rushing defense in all of the NFL last year. That has to get improved, and I think that's where you're going to see a lot of their draft needs come from, is to improve that rushing defense. As far as their draft needs goes, they're going to be looking at cornerback Ezra Escher, and then offense, they're going to be looking for a running back, wide receiver, and interior offensive lineman in this year's 2024 draft. So it'll be interesting to see what the Arizona Cardinals do in the draft to see if they can get this defense back up to par and keep that offense rolling, especially on the rushing game. But we'll be interesting to see what happens with the full healthy Kyler Murray for the Arizona Cardinals. Coming up next is the Los Angeles Rams. As far as players that are no longer with the team, long-time future Hall of Famer defensive tackle Aaron Donald announced his retirement from the team. Also, safety Jordan Fuller and John Johnson were not retained. Cornerback Troy Reeder was also linebacker Troy Reeder was also let go, and defensive lineman Joe Williams. As far as guys they were able to get in this free agency period, some pretty good signings for the Los Angeles Rams. They were able to get offensive guard Kevin Dotson re-signed back to the team on a 3-year deal. Also signed offensive guard Noah Jackson, and also got a couple of good cornerbacks in Darius Williams, and cornerback Tre'Davious White also signs a 1-year deal. They were able to get safety Kareem Carl on a 2-year deal as well, and also quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo also signed a 1-year deal with the team. So not too bad for a team that ranked 9th in total passing last year and 11th in rushing offense. I think this offense is going to keep rolling. Sean McVay with Matthew Stafford always seems to have these guys competing unless they're battling injuries, that is. As far as their defensive rankings, they were 20th in the pass last year and 12th in rushing. That was pretty good, but they do lose their defensive coordinator, Raheem Morris, who now becomes the new head coach of the Atlanta Falcons. So it'll be interesting to see with the new defensive coordinator how good this defense is going to be next year, especially without their anchor Aaron Donald. As far as their draft needs go, they're going to be looking at defensive tackle and edge rusher, obviously with that loss of Aaron Donald. They're also going to be looking at cornerback, offensive tackle, and possibly a kicker in this year's draft with all the kicking problems that they had last year. So it'll be interesting to see how their draft goes. This is the first time since 2016 that the Rams have a first-round pick. So be sure to check out the draft and see what they do with that first-round pick in many years. Coming up next is the San Francisco 49ers. Notable players that are no longer with the team: QB Sam Darnold, edge rusher Clint Farrell, Chase Young, and Randy Gregory, defensive lineman Eric Armstead, Javon Kinlaw, and also safety Tashawn Gibson. So these are just players that were let go and not re-signed by the team. As far as guys they were able to get this free agency period, I liked some of the moves that they made with quarterback Josh Dobbs signing a 1-year deal. They got edge rusher Leonard Floyd on a 2-year deal, and also signed linebacker Devon Campbell, who was released by the Green Bay Packers. So I really do like that fit at linebacker for that team. They are stacked at this position, so it'll be interesting to see what happens with this team next year as far as their rankings go. Last year, they were 4th in passing offense, and they are 3rd in rushing offense. So one of the top 5 offenses in the whole league. I really do think they're going to keep that going with Brock Purdy and all the offensive weapons that they do have. As far as their defensive rankings last year, they were 14th against the pass and 3rd against the rush. So defense was very good. I really do see this this team competing and being right back in the nick of the Super Bowl run like they had this past season, especially with some of these key pieces in free agency that I think they got in free agency. I think it's definitely going to make this defense even better than it was last year, which is saying something. As far as their draft needs go, they're going to be looking at cornerback, offensive tackle, interior offensive lineman, wide receiver, and linebacker. This particular draft is stacked at wide receiver, like I've said before, so I really do think they're going to probably focus more on the offensive lineman as far as what my guess is for the earlier rounds, but anything can happen in the draft, and we all know that. So coming up is also the Seattle Seahawks, last in the division we're going to go over today for the 2024 offseason moves so far that they've made. Notable players that are no longer with the team: linebacker Bobby Wagner, quarterback Drew Lock, running back D. Dallas, linebacker Jordan Brooks, Devin Bush, also safety Jamal Adams and Quan Diggs were not retained. They were let go. So notable players that they were able to get in this free agency period, not too bad for this Seattle team, as they were able to re-sign tight end Noah Fant to a 2-year deal. They also get the defensive end Leonard Williams, who they traded for, on a 3-year deal. They also get defensive tackle Jonathan Hankins, which should help that rushing defense as well. Safety Rashawn Jenkins comes in to replace both the safeties that they let go in free agency. Linebacker Jerome Baker, and also were able to acquire quarterback Sam Howell via trade from the Washington Commanders. So it'll be interesting to see what Seattle does, because last year, as far as their rankings go, they were 13th in the passing offense and 28th in rushing offense, which is usually not Seattle's MO. They're usually really, really good at rushing the football, so they're definitely going to have to get that rating bumped up a lot next year. As far as their defense goes, they were ranked 21st against the pass and 31st against the rush. Again, defense was subpar, not very good last year, so I hope they'll be able to attend some of those needs in the draft to be able to get this defense back to competing and getting back in the playoffs. As far as their draft needs go, they're going to be looking at defensive tackle and linebacker, also edge rusher. So big defensive pieces they're going to be looking at. As far as the offensive pieces, interior offensive lineman and tight end are going to be some of their key positions to look for in offense in the 2024 draft. All right, guys. Well, this has been the NFC West review for the 2024 offseason and the draft needs. Good luck to all the teams in the division. Please tell me if you're a fan of this division or any of these teams. Leave a comment. Tell me what you guys think, and tell me who's you think the best player that your team has gotten this free agency period, and who do you think they're going to draft in the first round. All right, guys, thank you so much for all the support here on the Tim Reynolds Show. Be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Tell me what you guys think. I love the support, love all the comments, love communicating with you guys, and I love the sports community that we're creating here on this show. So please support the channel. So I support you guys. Thank you so much for all the help, all the support. You guys rock. Have an awesome day. Peace out, everybody.